y'all. Welcome back to the Don Nicoleon Show. And the moment that we've all been waiting on, I just want to give him a warm welcome to the Don Nicoleon Show, the one and only Mr. Neely Fuller Jr. Welcome to the Don Nicoleon Show. Can I get a mic check from you, Mr. Neely?
Hello, I'm here.
Hi, okay. Welcome once again. So it seems like the majority of my listening audience knows you. And what have I been missing out on? Can you tell me exactly who you are?
Oh, I identify myself
or what
by
type
what
of
I put on
greatness
the title
you have
of
done.
the book.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, I've written a couple of books. One is just an addition or an extension to the other. And the basic title of the book is the United Independent Compensatory Code System Concept. Now, that wouldn't mean anything to anybody who looked at it, including myself. So there's a subtitle to the book that is a little more explanatory, and that is a textbook workbook for thought, speech, and or action for victims of white supremacy. Now, that's what it's addressed to, individual persons, not necessarily the organizations, but the individual persons, because people are alone with themselves most of the time. You're born. Most people are not born joined to someone else. Some people are born as twins and all like that, but most people are individual people. They don't have to be separated from anyone else when they're born. Sometimes people are what they call a term that really shouldn't have ever come into being, Siamese twins. But actually they are people who are joined together, maybe at the hip or at the head or something, and some surgical process has to separate them so that these people are not joined together, because each individual should be able to function to the max on his or her own with intermittent assistance from others. And I say intermittent. Yes, and that's the basic concept of the book, and that each individual should have a mission that makes sense. That's people who are put into the planet, and that mission presumably is to solve problems. And what I do, what I've written my books about, is that the major problem is the system of racism, meaning mistreating people based on color. And you can't solve any major problem on this planet between people without first solving that problem, or in the process of solving that particular problem. Then you can solve all the other problems. Now, that's the basic premise from which I am on this program about, in trying to solve that problem, but you have to do it through individual actions of individual people each and every day. That's the conclusion I have come to. It may be a conclusion that's in error.
Okay.
I always keep room open for that. But I always tell people, the purpose for people on this planet, apparently, might not be true, but the purpose for all people on this planet is to solve problems. And why? Logically speaking, because all people face problems. If we weren't meant to solve problems, then we wouldn't have problems to start with. So whatever produced people, produce problems among people for people to solve. That's the equation. And the biggest problem now, not always, not maybe 10 million years ago, but the problem now of the people on this planet at this time is the problem of people mistreating people on the basis of color. There are other problems, but that's the biggest one. And that's the premise that I start with. So everybody who is on the planet right now should make solving that problem his or her priority. And there's plenty of indications that that is the major problem.
Okay, and so has anybody solved that problem?
No, it's never been done. That's why we have to, it's plowing new ground. And that's why most people do hand-wringing about it. Or some people, out of despair, try to look to the past to find some indication of how to go about solving the problem of racism. But they won't find anything in the past. I don't care how much history they study. They won't find anything in the past that will help them to solve the problem of racism, because racism never existed before it existed. And since it came into existence, no one along that route has ever solved the problem of racism, and then it was solved, and then somehow it resurfaced again. No, it's never been solved.
So was it ever resolved? Was it ever solved?
No. That's why we have it now.
All right, so this
see,
if it
had been solved, see, all we have to do is follow logic. If it had been solved, we wouldn't be having this conversation now. There would be no statue of Martin Luther King on the grounds here in Washington, D.C., which is where I am. There wouldn't be any ceremony as of yesterday about Martin Luther King, because racism never would have existed if it had been solved long before the existence of Martin Luther King.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you know, without a shadow of a doubt, if in fact you is a victim of white supremacy or racism?
How did I know that I am? Because everything that I've ever aspired to do, and I went through that for a huge part of the early part of my existence, I really didn't want to deal with the race problem. I knew it was here, like people say even today. Oh, yes, racism is out there. And look at the words that they use. Racism is out there. Racism is around. These are terms that people use. I hear them use these terms. Oh, yes, racism is out there. Racism is around. Racism, still exists. And then they'll go on and start talking about something else, like that thing that they just finished talking about has nothing to do with them.
Right, that's what I was asking.
This is why nothing ever gets done, too.
Can I ask you a question?
Because they keep saying that it's out there. And I used to do that.
But the name of your book is entitled White Supremacy for Victims, right?
No,
something like that, right? A victim. Yeah, the workbook.
I'll give you the subtitle.
So let me ask you the question first.
Yes.
So, because I just want to be clear and understand exactly what is a victim. See, when I ask the question, how would a person know if they are a victim of white supremacy?
Because when
racism?
You get ready, the answer is, when you get ready to do something, you have to deal with it. Name anything that you're getting ready to do that's of any importance in any area of activity, because the book itself is divided into areas of activity. That's economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. Now, these are the things that people are engaged in on the planet any minute of any day. And so any black person can instantly find out whether he or she is a victim or not of the system of racism.
Like, give me an example.
By trying to do any, I'm fixing to give examples now, and I'm doing this as I go along the route. I just named
can I explain something real quick?
Yes,
See, I've never grew up with this state of mind. So, and let's say that there's a lot of other people listening that has, but I needed to be educated on a victim that is a victim of white supremacy. So I need to be clear in my heart and my mind exactly what it is. So Now, you can give me an example, a realistic one, not a hypothetical one, but of what is happening right now that would have someone to know that they is a victim of white supremacy. And then I have to ask the next question is, if you can answer it, if you answer my next question first, why label it white supremacy?
Okay, answer this question first.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what it is. In other words, what is white supremacy? We'll get that focused on first.
Right. Okay.
It's those people who are classified as white, who have decided that they are going to dominate and mistreat people who they classify as non-white. And they do the classifying, by the way, which goes to show you that they are powerful people. They are not weak people. That's first of all. They are not people who are weak. They are the most powerful people on the planet. They are also the smartest people on the planet. Now, a lot of people have problems with that, and that is a problem within itself. Because when I say that to black people, they'll say, oh, no, they're not the smartest people on the planet. And then I ask the logical question, well, then who is? And if you're the smartest person on the planet, why are you complaining about your situation? Because smart people don't have to complain. Smart people are problem solvers. They solve their problems.
So are you saying that black people are dumb and complainers?
Oh, absolutely. I'm complaining. And I'm complaining because I am ignorant of how to solve my problems.
Okay,
that's exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about trying to solve problems. People who are smart don't try to solve problems.
They solve problems. Yeah, they do it.
Yes.
So, okay,
yes,
well then
that's how you prove you're smart.
Okay,
you're
then
not
I'm
smart
clear
if you're
now.
not solving problems.
I understand. So, how did you writing this book, the textbook? How is that? When you wrote the book, when did you write the book? In the 80s?
I started writing the first few pages in 1957.
Okay, in 1957.
And it finally came out in the book form. It finally came out in the book form that it is in now, in 1984.
Okay, so the book was complete in the 80s. So my question is, if you're still striving to solve your problem due to white supremacy, what can your book do for me if it has not solved your problem yet?
Oh, I don't guarantee that it does. The book is a book of suggestions that are codified and addressed to the individual. Because now the thing that I say is that black people, for the most part, the non-white people of the planet, the people who are classified as non-white, have approached the race problem from the viewpoint of if black people get together. If black people get together, the non-white people get together. Watch the words now. Get together. Then the problem will be solved. And I have looked at the term get together. And I have asked people down through the years, what do you mean when you say get together? And usually the answer is, oh, well, it means get organized and come together as a people. And they usually put they jazz it up and all like that. But when I walk away from a conversation like that, I say, well, I keep hearing black people say year after year, decade after decade, black people need to come together.
Right.
Get together.
But how can black people come together if they have not been a victim, as in the person that has been severed by birth from their twin or their conjoined twin, like you mentioned in the beginning? Like, if I have a problem, then I must solve it. So do it become a whole inclusive black thing that has to come together when I got to figure out what the problem is and then solve it?
Well, there's a problem right there. I mean, a huge problem when black people say black people have to get together. That's a problem right there.
Okay, got you. Okay.
I mean in the term. Because black people never explain what they mean by get together.
Okay, got you.
That's the key. There's a slogan. See, black people are great on slogans.
Mm-hmm.
Black people have been raised on slogans.
Mm-hmm.
Black power. Black people coming together. Yeah, right on. These are black people's terms. We love slangs. We love slogans. And we think that slogans and slangs are problem solving.
Okay. So let me ask you another question. How successful have you been thus far on this planet?
How successful is what now?
How successful have you been thus far on this planet?
0, because you measure it by that. That's another thing. Black people measure progress by baby steps. You measure progress in solving a race problem by one thing only. That's when it's solved. Otherwise, you say you have made none. See, this is not a 50-yard game. It's not a 50-yard ideology. We look at it like, well, we're on the 50-yard line. We just got 50 yards to go. That's why we use terms like we've come a long ways, but we got a long ways to go. No, the philosophy should be we haven't gone anywhere. We haven't done anything until we get where we need to be.
Okay, but where does the we come in at when we need to get rid of the slogan?
You start first of all just by interpreting words. That's why the second book that I put out is a word guide. In other words, we have to be very specific and very scientific about every term that we use. So when we say get together and just start harping on that doesn't mean anything until we first of all say, what do we mean by that specifically? What do we mean when we say get together? Now I'm gonna tell you what it has meant.
Wait. You're asking the question out of your own mouth and going to answer it. Wait, let me do it. Let me ask the question.
All right.
I know that you're used to, just going, but I'm the one that needs to be educated. So my hand is raised. Here's my question, because I'm stuck. You know what I'm saying? I'm really stuck right now, and I need you to help me get out of this stuck position because I'm feeling I'm not feeling easy with this conversation.
Continue.
Okay, my question is this. So I can get to know you, and we can get to know you and everybody else that already know you. But what is your educational background? Did you go to school, graduate, went to college, and all that other stuff?
1 year of, if you measure it by that, it's 1 year of junior college.
Okay.
1 year, right.
Okay.
And the rest of it is like I put on the back of the book, just my observation and my experiences and listening to people and just looking at things and trying to come to the truth of things that I was looking at. And people often ask me that. They say, well, where's your education in handling the race problem? I say, what school teaches you how to solve the race problem? I say, because I've always been wanting to go there. What school has proven, what professors anywhere on the planet since the beginning of time have graduated and got a degree in solving the race problem when the race problem has never been solved? That's my question.
My next question is, have you, can you say right now, and I'm taking that you're in your 80s, can you say that you are still a victim of white supremacy right now in your life?
Absolutely, or we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Well, we are having this conversation only because someone thought that it would be necessary that I bring you on. It's not that, we are all victims of white supremacy. But now my next question is, then who has done you wrong?
The white supremacists. I am subject to them in all areas of activity, not in some. And I just
do they come to your house? And I mean, what do they look like? Where do they live? What type of place do they go to gather? Are they around your house right now? Are they people, or is it a subconscious state of mind?
Yes. Okay. Let me answer one question at a time. That way, I can keep everything, all the ducks in a row. The first question you asked was, what do they look like? They look like what they call themselves white people. That's what they look like. Now, the second question was what?
My second question is, where they at? If you're still a victim, that means they're victimizing you.
But
so
let me take one question.
Are they around you right now? Are they in your house?
But let me answer one question at a time. We got the first question. What do they look like? They look like they are white because they call themselves white. Yes. Now, the second question is, where are they? They are everywhere that they are. If you see a white person on walking down the street, that could be a white supremacist. It could be. Any white person who's able to be one, that's what I've written in my book. I say that flat out.
Okay.
Any white person who is able to be a white supremacist may be one. Now, I don't know that they're one, but they may be one. And if they are one, that person is one of the most powerful people on this planet. That dictates to me where I go.
And what do they dictate?
What
do they do?
Okay, what they do, they dictate. I started to answer the question. They dictate. They dictate what I do in every area of activity, bar none.
All right, because I remember you said that in every area.
Economics, I want to break it down so that people understand what I'm saying.
Right. I mean, we got you. Look, we're not slow. We got you, so you don't have to repeat yourself. Right. And mind you, this is an hour and some change show, so I just want to get it out. I just want to make sure that I'm overstanding you right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So my next question is, do you ever feel that there will come a time in your life that you will no longer be a victim of white supremacy?
Yes, but it's a big if. If people understand what it is and how it works in all the areas of activity, and each individual codify him or herself so that you have a quantum number of people who take that to be a priority, to get rid of the system of racism and replace it with a better system, and that better system would be a system of justice, which has never been done by anybody. There's no justice anywhere on the planet.
And a system of justice would do what?
It would guarantee that no person is mistreated, and guarantee that the person that needs help the most gets the most constructive help, just like in triage, just like when there's an automobile accident. You go to if it's 5 people in the vehicle that has a collision, you go to the person who needs help the most first.
So what if that person is white that goes to the person that's black that needs the help the most? Then what?
That's any person. That's what justice would be. Justice would be helping the person who needs the most constructive help. I underline the word constructive, because there are some people who will say, I need help. And you'll say, you need help doing what? I need help in selling cocaine.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
That's not constructive.
Okay, so if all white people could be potential white supremacists, a.k.a. very powerful and smarter than you, how do you initiate justice where now they are either equal to you, like dumber, and less powerful? Like, how is this going to work?
It would work by replacing the system of racism, which is mistreating people based on color, with a system in which you don't. And you don't mistreat people based on anything.
But we're talking about people. People are not a system. People are individuals who have their moments of who they want to help and who they not, who they don't want to help. So let's just get rid of the system for a minute, because people participate in the so-called system. How do you get rid of white supremacy and replacing it with justice when white supremacy is in the form of a human being?
No, there is not. White supremacy is a system based on people being inhumane. There are no human beings on the planet. There are no such thing as human beings. There are beings. And these beings are not humane, because that's what human means, being humane, helping people who need help the most, practicing justice. They don't exist. And they don't exist because the white supremacists keep getting in the way.
So then how do you expect someone that is inhumane to become humane?
By becoming humane. How do you
expect something that is inhumane to become humane?
You don't expect it. You work toward it, because that's
and who is supposed to work towards that? Do black people?
All people.
Okay,
yes.
So this is not actually a white supremacy thing. This is a all people on the planet thing.
All people on the planet, but the white supremacists are on the planet, and so they have to change too. Otherwise, we're doing absolutely nothing at all.
But that means that they will have to dumb themselves down and lose their power. Because according to you, their attributes is that they are smarter than you, and that they have more power than you, and that they're white.
Well, let's deal with the dumbing down. First of all, they don't dumb down.
So how do you expect that to happen, Mr. Fuller? How do you expect for them to give up their identification as being smart and powerful to suit all people on the planet?
I will answer. Through black people having a counter-racist code that forces them to have to make a decision, and that decision will be as follows. Either kill all of the black people, all of the non-white people on the planet, kill every last one of them.
Who?
All right, wait a minute.
Who's got to kill every last one of them?
The white supremacists will. I'm going to say it again. Our job, my job, I'll put it this way, from my perspective, is to, by using a code of thought, speech, and action every day, get enough people.
Wouldn't that be inhumane to kill something, kill another person?
Absolutely. But I'm saying, see, I didn't finish the sentence that I started. If, by using a counter-racist code, because the racists have a code by which they use every day, every white person that believes in misusing people based on color has a code. That's the most powerful thing. That's what makes an individual white supremacist powerful as an individual. And when you get a quantum number of these individuals, you have the most powerful force on earth. Now, non-white people can come up with a counter code, which means there are certain things that they say, certain things that they do, certain things that they don't say, certain things they don't do. And that's a counter-racist code, but it has to be fashioned. I've tried to do it in my book. Now, when they start doing these things, the white supremacists have to react to it. Now, how will they react ultimately? They'll have to make a decision, and that decision will be, well, we're going to either have to kill all these black people, because now they're becoming uncontrollable, or
all non-white people.
Or, let me finish.
It's non-white people, remember? It's not black people, it's non-white people.
Hello? Say that again.
It's not black people, it's non-white people.
Yes, same thing. Non-white people are black.
Okay, so we're talking about the Hispanics, we're talking about the what?
Wait a minute,
the Native Americans.
Wait a minute.
It's a whole bunch. The mulattoes.
I know. Wait a minute. Hold it. See, we're moving too fast.
I'm just saying, if you're saying non-white, it's
we are
the majority of the planet Earth.
Okay. Well, I have a question. What color is Hispanic?
I don't know what color. They ain't. I can't give them a color in a crayon box.
Wait a minute.
I don't know what color they are. But non-white is just those that are just not so-called white listed.
You said. Wait a minute. Hold it. Wait a minute. We have to move. See, scientifically, that is a part of what the white supremacists want. And that's the reason they are powerful. They know how to make confusion. and they do confusion
Yeah,
with
because
words.
they are certainly making you confuse me.
Yes, absolutely.
Because I'm confused.
Yes.
I can't digest what you're saying.
Yes. See, we even talk over each other, which the white supremacists are the expert at making us do.
And that's you doing
We
that.
don't have one person talking at a time.
And that's
Black
you
people
doing
all
that.
talk at the same time.
And that is you doing that. Listen.
Okay,
Listen.
I will be quiet.
Yeah, because I need to be the one clear. So if I'm telling you that I don't understand, then you have to at least listen to where I'm confused at and then help break the confusion by just listening.
Okay, I'm ready to listen. You're correct.
Okay. My initial question was you. I'm still stuck on you, trying to figure out you got to be in your 80s. And your book came out in the 80s. And this white supremacy thing is still going on. And I asked the question, do you think it'll ever end with you? Because the way you explain a victim is someone that's been victimized by it. And you said that you have been victimized. Now, I'm very clear that you have been victimized. But I asked, what happened to you where you were victimized all the way up to right now?
That's the question?
Yes.
Everything. That's the answer.
Okay. So then let me ask a series of everything. You have a telephone you're talking to me on. How did you get that phone?
I got the phone by people allowing me to have it.
Okay, so they allowed you to have it. So the phone was given to you free? Did they?
No. They told me I had to pay money for the phone.
Okay, where were you a victim at doing that?
Where was I a victim in getting the phone?
Right. Were you victimized in getting the phone?
I was born a victim in a system where phones exist, cars exist, water exists, sunshine exists, rocks exist, and people exist. And there are people on the planet who tell me what to do and what not to do, and what I can do and what I can't do.
Let's call them up, and let's call them up. Let's make sure that never happens again.
Call up who?
The people that tell you what to do and what not to do. Where they at? Let's call them.
Everywhere that has anything to do with affecting what I do.
Have you ever thought of joining any type of black supremacist group? Or are you a member of any?
No. Because there's no such thing as black supremacy in a white supremacist system. Doesn't exist. That's impossible.
Well, there are groups that are listed with the hate crimes department as black supremacy groups, such as Nation of Islam, the Black Panther Party, and a few others.
Mm-hmm.
They are listed as black supremacist hate groups.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So even the white supremacists acknowledge that there are black supremacists.
The white supremacists acknowledge that there are black supremacists. That's what you're saying.
Absolutely. It's listed on the hate crime website.
Now, that tells me something right there. That white supremacists can say who black supremacists are.
Right.
They can call me one.
Okay.
That's what white supremacy means. See,
so the only thing that's real is white supremacy. And the only thing that is fictitious is black supremacy, right?
You can't have white supremacy and black supremacy in the same universe at the same time. That is totally impossible.
Okay, so white people are more supreme is basically...
So I'm going to say this. Somebody is not telling the truth. Because I'm saying black supremacy is impossible in a system of white supremacy.
And I'm saying that white supremacy is impossible in a system of black supremacy because it don't exist.
Well, white supremacy does exist. Black supremacy
Then black supremacy exists too then.
No, black supremacy
if white people exist and non-white people exist, then you got to have white supremacy and black supremacy.
Well,
if you're saying that there's a group of people
that are
white people and there's a group of people that are non-white people, then surely it got to be white supremacy and black supremacy. Or non-white supremacy.
I'm saying that's not logical because you can't have two supremacies at the same time. Supreme means supreme. The key term here is supreme. In other words, total authority, not some.
So what makes you think that white people have total authority? What makes you absolutely think that in your head that they do?
Because in the 9 areas of activity, I always see, without exception, underline, without exception, white people telling black people what to do, where to go,
and when,
economics.
And when was
let me finish. You asked me a question.
You already gave us the 9. So when was this? Like, was this today? Are they still doing that today? Like right now?
Every minute of every day, everywhere.
I'm sorry, but don't no white person tell me what to do and when to do it.
Okay. Now, you just said what now? So that the whole audience will hear this.
The whole audience knows that there's not a person on this planet, be it they white or non-white, could tell me what to do and when to do it. Did y'all get that? Everybody listening? Okay, they got it. They in the chat room saying they got it.
Yes. Now, under what I have written, you are entitled to say that because you just said it. Now, the people. Now, what I have to do, according to what I have written, is when you make a statement like that, I have to say, you made that statement. That's what you said, and people can ascertain. People can ascertain on their own because this is something you have not only said to me, you have said it to the entire world.
Absolutely, and I say it every day on this show, and I've been saying it for 4.5 years now.
So now, if that is true, I'm just going to say this: I'm required to say, everyone who is classified as black and or non-white should not only listen to you, but follow you around because it will prove, and I will be one of them, it will prove that everything that I'm saying is not true.
We got some callers with their hand up. 412, your mic is open. Can we get a mic check from you, please?
Mic check. What up, Dawn?
Hey, how you doing today? You got a comment or a question to Mr. Fuller?
He blew me away. This blew me away today. I mean, I can't believe that I'm hearing an educated person spew out such fear and rhetoric and giving someone else so much power and control over his mind, words, spirit, and every part of his being. I mean, this guy is like scared of crackers. I mean, the stuff that he's saying is like they tell you what to do all day, every day. They all around you. Everybody tells you what to. I mean, what kind of mentality are you trying to produce by even writing this type of book? I mean, and then today's generation, though, they're going to laugh at you with this because kids aren't going to believe this. This is not true.
Would you like to address that or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Now, there's something that it's not in the current book, but it'll be in the next book because I've heard this.
Did the white supremacist tell you to write that book?
Oh, the white supremacist definitely told me to write the book because that's how I was inspired to write the book on account of,
wow.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute,
let
me finish.
So when do you plan on not doing what they say?
Would you let me finish?
Wait, but when do you plan on not doing what they say?
You said you wanted me to tell the truth. That's why I came on the program.
But just after that, when do you plan on not doing what they say?
I'm planning on not doing what they say by them going out of business as white supremacists. Because
okay, so are you going to take the book to get printed
ma'am. Let me
by
finish.
Caucasians?
Let me finish. You're running ahead of me without letting me answer your questions. How did they tell me to write the book? Now, that's the question. They told me to write the book by being white supremacists. So when I became aware that I had to deal with white supremacists, I wrote the book. And they allowed me to write the book. And the reason they allowed me to write the book, apparently, I don't know what's in their minds. See, I don't know everything that they know. Is because they didn't think let me finish. Ma'am, if you will let me finish and get the word over to the people.
Oh yeah, B, you got to. Well, first of all, get the word to what people?
The victims of white supremacy. That's
You're the only victim. You're the only victim.
Oh,
can we get any more
wait
victims?
A minute. Hold it.
Any more victims?
Hold it now.
Listening?
Wait a minute, ma'am. Wait a minute. We're going too fast. You made a statement, and I honor your statement. Wait a minute. Now, what you're saying could be true. I just don't believe it's true. I don't believe that I'm the only victim of white supremacy on this planet. I don't believe that, but that could be true. And if it is true, our problem is solved. Because then that means that when I die, there'll be no victims of white supremacy.
Praise God. That makes sense.
If I drop dead right now, there would be no more race problems.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I'm the only victim of racism. Because I'm the only victim.
Yeah,
you just said
died
I'm the only victim.
Absolutely. You died the victim.
Lady, you just said I'm the only victim.
And you're going to die the victim.
I wrote the book for victims. I wrote...
Yeah, but we can't even identify whether or not we've been a victim because you just throwing out 9 titles. Religion, economics, politics. You know, so that's not giving us what a victim really is. Like, I know what a victim is. I've been a victim of molestation. That means that I could tell you every person that has molested me. I've been a victim of Grand Theft Auto. I could tell you the day it happened, the color of my car, and everything. I know I've been a victim of certain things. But you ain't told me nothing.
Okay. I have said right from the beginning that I have written a book. And I said right from the beginning in the first few seconds of this program that I wrote a book strictly for victims of white supremacy. That's why I'm saying I wish that people would just listen to what I say.
No, we heard it. That's why I asked you the very first question, is how can you recognize if one is a victim?
Okay, wait a minute. And,
you ain't listening to what I'm saying. I already know what you just said, Mr. Fuller. You said it like 80 times already. A victim of white supremacy. I wrote the book, A Victim of White Supremacy. So, yeah, I'm clear on that, but maybe I just need to get the book, huh?
No, not necessarily, because we got to get clear on the main thing first. Otherwise, why bother reading about something that doesn't exist? Because I'm insisting there is a system of white supremacy in place.
And you have not proved that there is a system of white supremacy in place right now other than in your head.
Absolutely, and you have said yourself that I'm the only victim of what it is that I say that I'm a victim of, and that there are no others, and that there are no others. That there are no others.
Yeah, but you said that you was a victim, and I'm just
I said
making
that
sure
I was a victim, but you said that I was. Wait a minute. Let's get an understanding first. See, this is not an argument. We're trying to get understanding. It could be that everything that I'm saying, like the lady that just called in, makes no sense at all, and is not only not making sense, is not true. Now, there's no point in listening to a person who is saying things like white supremacy exists, and this is not true. You don't listen to a person say things over and over to you or anybody else that is not true. So if racism does not exist and has no victims except Neely Fuller, then that means that really the problem of all the rest of the people on this planet is solved as far as race is concerned. That's what that means. Just by logic.
Right.
It has nothing to do with what I'm
saying. You said that already. I'm a great listener. You said that already.
All right.
That's what I said. Don't repeat yourself. If you know that you start repeating yourself, then just cut yourself off in midair, because I'm a great listener and everything is being recorded. And you'll be able to play back yourself and hear yourself say it like 3-4 times as if we didn't get it the first time. Young ears hear it the first time. Old people got to repeat themselves like over and over again to make sure they say it
How
every time.
do we proceed? So how do we proceed now?
Well, first, I don't know about the we, because you already said get rid of the we slogan. So that we slogan don't exist. How do you proceed now? Because you're the victim.
I didn't say
I'm not a victim of white supremacy.
I said when we say come together, I asked for an explanation. Black people need to get together. That's what I was talking about. That's where we came in. See, black people themselves would say black people should come together.
Yeah, and now I'm going to ask you the question, and do what?
Right.
Come
together according to what I have written. Black people don't need to come together. That's number one.
Okay,
black
people
need to study the system of white supremacy.
Wow.
What it is.
How do you study it? What is it in a library? Is it on Discovery Channel? Where do we study it at? Do we get a degree after we study it?
Everything around you, and then you can read the book that I have written to help along. But everything around you, if you are paying attention, everything around everybody, and looking for.
This sounds familiar. I think I had a conversation with you before. You sound real familiar. Did you say that Beyonce was not a human or something before, her and Rihanna?
Beyonce?
Yeah, and Rihanna.
Is not a human?
He didn't say that. He don't.
He sounds very familiar, like someone else that wrote a book and saying stuff like.
Are you familiar with his book? This is Mr. Neely Fuller, and he wrote a book.
Is he on YouTube?
Oh, are you? Oh, who knows, sweetheart? But we got to keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? We do. We got to. You know what I'm saying? We got to keep this thing moving. I'm just striving to be clear on. Shoot, I have no further questions, Your Honor, because I'm like this is like I have no further questions. Like I'm case closed. I have no further questions. You know what I'm saying? I'm striving to be respectful, and I haven't even said a white supremacist word yet in the form of cursing. 718, your mic is open. Come on in.
Yo, Don, I just have to say I'm very, 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 very proud of you, because I was just like telling each of them, like, wait for it. So, yes, you're being very respectful.
Well, praise God. Oh, my bad. Praise the white supremacist God for making me be respectful. Yes. You know what I'm saying? The white supremacists made me be respectful. All ones, your mic is open. Let me get a mic check. Come on in.
Wow. I'm listening to the conversation. I'm listening to what the elder brother is saying. Maybe we might be time lag in the time that from, if he's in his 80s, he actually went through the civil rights and everything, he probably marched, you know what I'm saying? But even with that, I can't seem to understand that when he said when black people can get together. Now, if we want to get together and do for self and have our own economic stride, then we can do that. You see what I'm saying? You had those that were doing that in the time before Martin Luther King wanted to talk about they want to people the American dream or the American pie. You see what I'm saying? When we know how to do for self and be sufficient, it's just like you won't see a lion asking a hyena for help. You know what I'm saying? You won't hear a dog ask a cat for help. You see? So we can actually be sufficient of ourselves and I always tell people this. When they talk about Martin Luther King, that's the worst thing that they could have did was went here on and have integration, and that would actually mess our people up. If we would have had segregation like we've been doing and do for self, I think we would have been better off.
No, but white supremacy is all over the world. Don't forget, they smarter than you.
No,
they have more power
that.
than you.
No,
so it don't matter where you go on this planet. White supremacy prevails! You know what I'm saying? Like, according to Mr. Fuller, white supremacy is actually making you make those statements, Noble Pop.
You know what? I have a question for him. Have you ever read the book, The Stolen Legacy by G.M. James?
The name of the book is what?
Stolen Legacy. Have you ever read Stolen Legacy by George G.M. James?
I've heard of the book. I've never read it.
Well, I think you probably have to read that book.
Probably so. I've read a lot of books.
Is it written by the white supremacy? Because only them can get him to read it. He has to.
No,
He has to be allowed to read it, Noble Paul. Do you understand? They tell him what to do.
Oh.
You understand?
They allowed me. Wait a minute. I can speak for myself on this. I've read books written by black people and white people.
Did you read it on your own?
And I think most people have read books written by many different people. That's not unusual at all. See, so I don't want people to get the impression that I only read books that
but
are written by white people.
Did you read it on your own, or did the white supremacist people allow you to read it?
They allow me to read everything that I read.
Okay.
That's why they're supreme.
Oh, okay. They're basically, white supremacy is your God in a sense.
Yeah, I'm trying to get an understanding of that one. Like, what is
No, they are.
White supremacy is your God. Meaning,
are you asking
everything
me,
you've been through,
wait a minute, and
everything you've read, and everything you've eaten, they allow you to do it.
Wait a minute. Are you asking me?
I want to be part of the white supremacy.
Are you asking me, or are you telling me?
No, I'm asking.
Two different things. No, they're not my God, because I believe there's something more powerful than them.
Then let's just speak on what's more powerful than them. What is more powerful than them?
Whatever produced them and whatever produced me.
And what produced them and what produced you?
People got different names for it.
What do you call them?
I call it the creator, because that's what a creator does, creates. People don't create anything. I do believe that. Now, I may be in error. People arrange things that have already been created. So there is a creator or creators that created white people, black people, flowers, rocks, onions, tomatoes. I never created a tomato.
Okay,
I can draw a picture of one.
But you don't. But your Creator only gives the power and the knowledge or the smartness to white supremacy people.
Now, what was the question?
And your Creator gave you nothing other than you to be victimized.
No, I don't say the Creator did that.
Then who did it?
I don't know. I just know that it is that I'm being victimized. See, I cannot testify.
By something that the Creator created.
Yes, presumably.
Then you might need another Creator. Because it seems
I've
like
already been
your
created.
Creator made the white supremacy people
yes, but my reaction
smarter
to your statement
and powerful than you. So
yes.
you might need a new Creator.
No, I need to utilize what the Creator gave me.
And that's what?
White supremacy.
The ability to oppose what is opposing me in an incorrect manner.
Well, when you plan on opposing? Because right now you're like,
I'm
right
doing
as of
it.
today, they are still telling you what to do.
Wait a minute, you asked me a question. Let me answer your questions as you asked them. That's a part of the...
Okay, did you get my question?
Ma'am, that's a major part of the problem. When you ask a person a question, the procedure should be, in order to get clarity, let the person answer the question.
Right. Did you hear my question first, is what I'm asking.
Yes, I want to hear the question again. So I make
okay. That's all I just wanted to know. Did you hear it? My question is, your Creator created you and created white supremacy. Now,
presumably, I wasn't
according
there.
to you.
See what I mean?
According to you.
Yes, in other words, according to logic.
According to your logic.
Yes, ma'am. You can say
all
my
right,
logic.
and now it's time for you to oppose it. That's what
it
you
was
said.
Always
by
time
opposing
for me
it.
to oppose it.
So,
once I became aware of it.
I'm ready to ask the question. Okay, so
yes,
are you aware of it now?
I've always been aware of it.
Okay, so when are you going to start opposing it?
I'm presumably doing it now.
Okay. All right. So now is right now, not 10, 15
right
minutes
this
ago.
Minute.
Because 10, 15 minutes ago you said they
We're
tell
not
you what
about
to
making
do,
furniture
they
here.
control you, they
supremacy.
allow you.
Yes, they allow me to do this.
Uh-huh. Got you. All right, but now, right now, you're going to oppose it.
That's why I came on the program. That's opposition. I'm speaking in opposition to it. I'm speaking. That's all I'm doing, speaking.
Okay, but
that's the first step.
Okay. And how are you opposing it? By speaking. Like, what
because
are you saying to oppose it?
Okay, answer to the question. Because when you speak against something, you have started the first step toward acting against something. That's the formula. This is universal
this is your first
formula.
day speaking against it?
No, I have been doing it ever since I became aware of it.
Okay, but when are you going to stop allowing it?
It's a process. In other words, the process toward doing anything is a process. Driving a car or anything. You start when you at the starting place, and you keep going until you get to your destination. That's in football games and everything.
But
and
yeah,
I started
that's white
a long
supremacy,
time ago.
Though. Football games
Hello?
is white supremacy.
Hello, say that again.
Yeah, you said everything is white supremacy. So why keep giving the example?
No, I never made that statement in that context.
Yes, sweetheart, you said everything.
I said the white supremacists dominate everything that I do.
Okay.
See, I'm very specific when it comes to words.
Right, but remember I asked you, give me an example, and you said everything.
Yes, meaning everything as pertains to me.
Okay, got you.
Including this conversation.
Okay, yeah, I know, because a white supremacist came in my after party and told me to call you So damn, the white supremacy controlled me to call you, and the white supremacy controlled you to be on the goddamn show. This is crazy.